So you've just logged into WaterScope and now you're ready to start using it. The first place that you're going to land anytime you log in is the Overview tab. And that's exactly like what it sounds. It's an overview of everything that's going on in the park. First, you'll see a couple of bar graphs showing you how many meters in the account are showing different alert conditions. I'll talk more about what these conditions mean in another video, but for now, just know that when you log in, you'll be scanning these graphs for the number of meters that have these alerts. If you have multiple properties in your account, you can use the Select drop-down menu to toggle between different properties and show you the total for each. Now, if you look at this graph here in the bar, the blue part represents the number of meters that are actively showing this alert as of yesterday. So for example, for the high usage alert, we have 5 meters that were showing this condition as of yesterday. The gray part of the bar shows the number of meters that we're detecting for this condition within the past week, but we're not actively showing it as of yesterday. If you scroll down the Overview tab a bit farther, we'll come to another bar graph. And this graph is showing us the daily totals of the water that flow through all of the meters in this account for each of the past 7 days. In other words, this is the total number of gallons that all the residents in the community have used each day. And if you hover your mouse over the bars, you'll see that total number of gallons. Again, you can view the different totals for the different parks by using the Select drop-down menu. You can also change the time frame that you're looking at, either by clicking on one of the 2 default choices or by selecting a custom time of up to 1 month using the calendar icons here. So step 1 of your regular WaterScope check-in is going to be to just scan the Overview tab. You're going to look at the summary totals for the conditions just to make sure that you don't see a sudden rise in the number of units with leaks or high usage or backflow. Then you're going to scroll down the page and take a quick look at the weekly overview to make sure that the daily totals are roughly consistent. The bars in the graph showing the daily totals should be roughly the same size because there shouldn't be too much variation in the total amount of water that the people in the community are using each day. Obviously, there's going to be some variation because people are doing different things each day, so they're going to be using different amounts of water. For example, on the weekends when people are home, you might see a rise in the total number of gallons used each day. Maybe there are more people doing laundry, for example. But overall, things should stay relatively consistent. If you see a major jump in the daily totals that's maintained for more than 3 days, say all of a sudden the water usage in the park doubles and stays high, that could mean that you have some serious leaks in the park then that you need to check out. On the other hand, if you see a sudden drop in the daily totals that is maintained for 3 days or more, that should also be a flag to you that something might be going on. And in this case, maybe we'd have some kind of technology issue where all of the consumption information isn't making it into WaterScope. So the thing that you want to look for is relative steady size of the bars. And if you see big changes that are maintained for a few days or more, that should be a sign that you need to look more deeply. Last but not least, just one caveat to point out that smaller communities, say 50 units or less, might tend to see more of a range in the daily totals. You might see bars of increasingly varying sizes. That's because individual consumption makes more of a difference in the overall total when you have a smaller community. All right, that's pretty much about it for the Overview tab. There's one more bonus video on the Overview tab that you can take a look at if you happen to have a master meter available for you to read. But otherwise, you can skip on to the next video and we're gonna move right on to the Account Lookup tab.